What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Wrestling Backlash. Ah, yes, the good old Attitude Era. We miss it, man. We really do. This era needs to be studied as one of the most influential times in sports entertainment. It was just awesome. The blood, the scorching hot divas, the superior storylines like the McMahon-Stone Cold rivalry. Heck, even the original 24/7 championship, the Hardcore title. That reminds me of the legend Hardcore Holly. The Attitude Era was indeed a massive turnaround for the WWE. Or should I say WWF back in the day. I mean, who could have forgotten the Monday Night Wars against WCW's Monday Nitro? Pro wrestling was at its peak. There's just a lot, and I mean a hell of a lot of moments in the Attitude Era that you just know can't be done again. Stone Cold's beer truck with Vince McMahon swimming in beer in the ring. Kurt Angle's same bit, but with a freaking milk truck. DX invading Nitro with all the tanks and stuff. Legendary Stone Cold matches, and a whole lot more. I think we've all seen tons and tons of videos of these most memorable moments. We can all agree on that, right? But how about those underrated moments that nobody really talks about today? WWE's Attitude Era is like a gold mine. It's been picked over and over and over, and we've all seen those really good highlights, but there's only a few nuggets that haven't really been discovered. So we did everybody a favor and dug through the top 10 most underrated moments in the greatest era of the WWE, the Attitude Era. Number 10, Chyna eliminating Mark Henry at the Rumble. When thinking about DX, sure, Triple H and Shawn Michaels pop into mind. After that, it was Chyna. Just an absolute specimen. As a kid, you were just thinking about how Chyna could handle the entire men's roster. Chyna was beautiful and terrifying at the same time, and she did things that couldn't be replicated for a very long time. She qualified for the King of the Ring tournament. Yes, King of the Ring, and won the Intercontinental Championship. And at the end of Chyna's long list of spectacular moments in the WWF, this one tops it off. At the 1999 Royal Rumble, the ninth wonder of the world became the first ever woman to enter the Rumble and even eliminated the sexual chocolate himself, Mark Henry. Chyna definitely has some more memorable moments in her career, but we wanted to share this one as a number 10 on our list. Number 9, The Undertaker vs. Ken Shamrock, Backlash 99. What if I told you that one of The Undertaker's greatest and most technical matches of his entire career happened in a match you've never heard of before? Do yourself a favor and go watch this match. I've actually already attached the link in the description box below so you can watch it after this video. You're gonna see The Undertaker pull off some moves you have never seen before. The match was highly technical, with perfect reversals, elite submissions, and The Undertaker selling like crazy. Highly underrated for sure. Number 8, Rikishi's Death Dive. The Attitude Era was all about those death-defying spots. Thumbtacks, barbed wires, and blood were common things. Whether it was Raw, SmackDown, Saturday Night Main Event, or just a dark match. With the usual superstar that takes these spots, Mick Foley, out in the WWF, someone has to take them, and that time, it was Rikishi. Number 7, Cactus Jack vs. Triple H's Instant Classic. You wouldn't recognize the Attitude Era without mentioning the two workhorses back in that era, Mick Foley and Triple H. Who could have forgotten Foley's three personas? Mankind, Dude Love, and Cactus Jack. Well, Triple H and Mick Foley are certainly not underrated. Hell, some could even say that they're overrated wrestlers. But there's just one match that wrestling fans certainly forgot about. And I'm confused why, because it was an absolute classic. Cactus Jack vs. Triple H in a street fight match, Royal Rumble 2000. This match was an absolute banger, rated 4.5 stars by Dave Meltzer. I can talk about this match all day long and could even make another video about it because it was just that awesome. In fact, let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to do a spin-off video of this match between Cactus Jack and Triple H. In the build-up, Mankind was being fired by Vince, and Foley used Cactus Jack instead. Foley, or Cactus Jack, took loads of thumbtacks when Triple H hit him with a vicious pedigree. Great match, great storyline. It definitely was an instant classic, and it's hard to believe that this match happened 24 years ago. Number 6, Chris Jericho and The Rock versus Kurt Angle and Steve Austin. In the Attitude Era, there were a lot of superstars. The rosters were absolutely stacked. That was why random tag matches were a thing back then. Just look at that star power in a single tag match, and it's just a random episode of SmackDown at that. A non-pay-per-view match that received a 4-star rating from Dave Meltzer. It was a fast-paced match between these superstars, and they treated it like a freaking WrestleMania. 4 superstars, no, wait, 4 Hall of Famers at their absolute best. Oh, and did I forget to mention that the entire roster just came blasting through the ring and hit anyone they could see with their finishers? It was just a huge moment in the Attitude Era that's just not talked about enough. Number 5, Triple H and The Rock in a ladder match? Ah yes, the times when all of the belts in the WWE meant something. In SummerSlam 1998, Triple H and The Rock battled it out for the coveted Intercontinental Championship. And it wasn't just any regular match, it was a ladder match. It's crazy to think that wrestling fans have massively forgotten about this match. It's not talked about as much, but it was a match between two rising superstars in the WWE. And I guess maybe it's because they had so many memorable matches after this one, but this match just proved that the company was in great hands. It has everything. You rarely see these two in a ladder match, but when they are, it's just an absolute highlight reel. It showed versatility between these two wrestlers. Number 4, the Austin Undertaker rivalry. Rivalries in the Attitude Era were everything. The storylines were just out of this world. There were some crazy ones, that's for sure, including that China-Jericho rivalry, but there were also some legendary ones. The Austin and the McMahons, Austin and The Rock, the Dudley Boys and the Hardys. But the one that's always forgotten by WWE fans is how great the Austin and Undertaker rivalry really was. With Stone Cold being the company's babyface, he was faced with the daunting task of putting the demonic dead man in his casket. Whether it was a buried alive or first blood match, these two never disappoint when they stand face to face in the ring. I don't know how WWE fans can so easily forget a rivalry between these two legends. Number 3, Ken Shamrock in a freaking straitjacket. We're talking underrated, right? Well, there's one wrestler in the Attitude Era that should most be on that list. Ken Shamrock. He was an absolute beast inside the wrestling ring. Ken Shamrock really gave WWF fans back then many underrated yet classic matches. Like his match against the Great One, The Rock, at WrestleMania 14, when he finally snapped and continued the assault after winning the match. The assault was so violent that the referee had no choice but to strip him of the belt right away and reverse the decision. And well, if you think that's crazy, think again, because this man can wrestle everyone, anywhere, no matter what the circumstances are, even if he was going to wrestle in a freaking straitjacket. On an episode of Raw in June 1999, Ken Shamrock fought Jeff Jarrett with a straitjacket on. It was a clinic on how to wrestle just using your legs. Some would even call it a masterclass, not to mention that badass entrance too. It is unfortunate that this moment, including Ken Shamrock's entire WWF stint, was nearly forgotten by wrestling fans. Number 2, the Big Val. Not actually a moment in the Attitude Era, but this superstar needs to be more recognized when we're talking about the Attitude Era. The Big Val. Val Venus. The Big Valboski's career peaked just at the same time as the Attitude Era, and I'm pretty sure his name kinda holds him down though. What in the hell even was a Val Venus? Actually, scratch that, I'm not so sure I wanna know. The Big Valboski won the Intercontinental Championship in his stint with the WWF, even feuding with some of the greatest in the business. I'm talking about The Rock, Mankind, and even Steve Austin. Again, trust me on this and give yourself a big favor. Val Venus vs. Rikishi, Fully Loaded 2000. It is one of the most underrated matches of all time. It's pretty rough that his gimmick held him back, but still a very entertaining wrestler inside that squared circle. Number 1, the entire tag team division. You know what's highly underrated about this era that is not getting enough recognition? The Attitude Era's tag team division. It is not exaggerating to say that this was the best era of pro wrestling tag teams. Just take a look at this list. Edge and Christian, DX, the Hardy Boys, APA, the Dudley Boys, Rock and Sock, the Brothers of Destruction, the New Age Outlaws, and oh, the most underrated one, Too Cool, Scotty 2 Hotty, and Grandmaster Sexy. Who could have forgotten their dance-off with Rikishi at the Royal Rumble 2000? Absolute classic. And the Attitude Era's tag team division produced a ton of classic matches, and these matches are rarely talked about. Just like wrestling fans not giving this tag team division the credit they deserved. Oh, you want some great tag team matches to watch? Well, we got you. Obviously, the tag team ladder match at WrestleMania 17. Yes, the one where Jeff Hardy got speared midair by Edge. The New Brood versus Edge and Christian, No Mercy 1999. The Hardy Boys versus Edge and Christian versus the Dudley Boys, SummerSlam 2000. Grab some popcorn and watch wrestling at its absolute best. And so that wraps up our top 10 list of the most underrated WWF moments in the Attitude Era. Let us know if you think our list is spot on or if we were way off in our underrated moments. And let us know what your most underrated moment is. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you again in the next video.